Prediction ascension, love me or hate me, there's no in between. So everybody's on the bandwagon. Pray for Iran. Then you have Iranians that happy that Alatalo, Kakim Alatala or Atalaye was basically the supreme leader that was killed during the bombing strikes from the U.S. and Israel, right? But no one's paying attention to a lot of things that just happened in these past couple of weeks. Everything was just dawning on me. I'm like, yo, they forgot about the Epstein files again, so they start a war, right? Um, at the end of that, Prince Andrews, he was interrogated for 11 hours by the Royal Guard for political unfit for political duties, or he was interrogated for basically he was interrogated for official misconduct because there was a lot of things that he had in the files with Epstein. King Charles removed also has something to do with Queen Elizabeth II. She removed Prince Andrews. She was discussing with Prince Andrews from the get go. She came out and said that about 2-3 years ago when it was this whole shit was snowballing, right? Princess Eugenia and her sister, which is Prince Andrew's daughters, they can't attend a royal affair that they've always been to as well. They're trying to actually separate themselves from their father, but they really can't, right? There's a lot of shit. The World Economic Forum president, he's mentioned in the files as well. He resigned a couple of weeks ago. Oh, well, no, he resigned in January, right? Now the elites, everything's snowballing, right? So now you need to cause another distraction. The distraction is Iran. They finally hit Iran, right? This is what suppresses everything. Epstein didn't murder himself. Virginia Giuffre, she was one of Prince Andrew's favorites, allegedly, right? Or just basically true, because she committed suicide last August. Check this shit out. March 30th, basically she said she got hit by a school bus. Then there was some crazy shit last year that she had kidney failure, some type of kidney failure. She needed to see a specialist. They got to her, bro, because they had the British royal family had to pay her 12 million pounds, something like that, which is like 18 million dollars in U.S. money, right? Whatever. She sent most of that to her human trafficking charity. They got most of the lump sum. Then they was after her for the whole time because she was the real advocate of going against the Epstein and bringing the girls together and doing this, right? So check it out. Now you need a distraction. I fucks with Trump. I'm MAGA all day. But yo, when you go down these rabbit holes, Trump is the one that blew the whistle on Epstein back in 2003, right? But Trump is a leader. He wants the Iranian government for themselves. He might not implement nobody that's for the Zionists, which is the, but we try not to go too crazy because they watching the platform, right? But anyway, now you have to see Virginia Giuffre passes away about 11 months ago, right? Basically self-deletion, allegedly, right? Prince Andrews was interrogated about 2 weeks ago by the Royal British Guard for 11 hours for official misconduct. New details is coming out on Ghislaine Maxwell. Bill Gates publicly apologizes about having the two affairs with the Russian girls because remember he had 2 STDs and he was trying to give Melinda Gates STD medicine, and she came out and said you have to talk to him about it. I'm pretty disgusted. What I heard was alleged, but this, that, and the third. Then the Clintons, they're part of it too. Hillary keeps lying on the oath saying she has nothing to do with Epstein, but Ghislaine Maxwell was at Chelsea Clinton's wedding, and this was around 2018 after he was convicted of sexual crimes in 2013, right? He's at the Oval Office. I mean, he has a picture of Bill Clinton with a blue dress on and red heels in the mansion down here in Manhattan. These are all facts. And Hillary Clinton continues to lie on the oath. Bill Clinton, he was under interrogation for the past 7 days. This is what I'm saying. Don't get distracted. You go down a rabbit hole, it's a fiasco, but the elites will distract you with a situation like this. They're buried and everything. That's why you hear little snippets on 1010 Wins. Prince Andrew's this. The daughters can't do that. The World Economic Forum president, he just resigned. Bill Gates just won the OpenAI contract. He publicly apologized, and boom, there's a fucking pile up on a fucking Long Island. That's what got everybody. Oh shit, it's a 7-car pile up on Long Island. I'm trying to tell you, they at least distract people all the way through. Check out these fucking clips. They're fucking crazy, bro.
Some breaking news for you now. An explosive email from the Epstein files has been released with the convicted sex offender naming then Prince Charles as being responsible for his brother Andrew losing his job.
Okay, this is big news. Entertainment editor Peter Ford joins us. Pete, this is the first time we've seen Charles's name appear, and it is considered a really significant development.
Yes, it is. In amongst the hundreds, thousands of names that are dropping, this is the first time where the then Prince Charles is being referenced by Jeffrey Epstein directly. Now, to be quite honest with you, I don't think it's a bad reference. It doesn't cast Prince Charles in a bad light. In fact, some would say quite the opposite. He's replying to an associate who wrote to him. Now, this is on the very day that former Prince Andrew stepped down as the trade envoy. Now, that's Jeffrey Epstein responding to an associate. I assume he knows that this is Charles's doing. So a couple of takeaways from that is that obviously at that time he was Prince Charles. Technically, Queen Elizabeth was still the boss of the firm. So if that is true, then Prince Charles was willing to exercise some sort of power to say, no, he has to step down. What did he know? It also, I think, indicates from Epstein a level of familiarity and inside knowledge. Maybe other people apart from Prince Andrew may have been making contact with him, giving him updates on what was going on behind the scenes. So, to be very clear, I don't think this in any way presents King Charles in any bad light. So, quite the opposite, but it still is a first that he is referenced by Epstein.
Under Bill Gates, his eye-opening apology for his relationship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. In a town hall meeting with employees, Gates admitting to 2 affairs with Russian women and what he says about the photos of him in the Epstein files. Here's Pierre Thomas.
Tonight, Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates revealing more damaging information about his personal life and admitting to a series of stunning lapses in judgment in building a relationship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Today, the fallout growing as Gates was pressed by employees at a Gates Foundation town hall. According to the Wall Street Journal, which revealed audio of the meeting, Gates told employees it was a huge mistake to spend time with Epstein. He acknowledged that his relationship with Epstein began after Epstein was convicted of soliciting a minor. And he claimed that he, one of the wealthiest men in the world, did not properly research Epstein's background that would have revealed his sordid past. Knowing what I know now makes it, 100 times worse. Gates acknowledged his association probably helped Epstein rehabilitate his image.
Everybody's
revealed other damning specifics, saying the men flew together on a private jet and that they hung out.
Now, boom, you see the 2 clips from King Charles with Prince Andrews. Epstein responds and said Prince Charles probably had something to do with this as well, because Queen Elizabeth was gunning for Prince Andrews for a minute with a lot of shit that he was doing. He had a lot of official misconduct going on in the royal family. But Prince Charles was on his way. He was second to the throne, behind Andrews. Obviously, your mother's gonna like who she likes. She likes King Charles better, but Andrews is a scumbag, and she didn't want Andrews to take over the throne. So, with Prince knowing this information, he basically sidelined Prince Andrews on taking over the throne. Then he basically put a rush through with the situation. When Queen Elizabeth II died, she basically stripped Andrews of his royal duties, pushed him out from the Duchess, and took away his royal family ties, basically, right? So it pushed King Charles Prince Charles into first part of the monarch to take over Queen Elizabeth's throne when she passed away. That's why you have King Charles now. Also, Bill Gates told me he didn't know shit was going down in 2008 with his conviction and all that shit with Epstein, yada, yada, yada. We know he's a live wire anyway. He's the one trying to jab us up, all the time and stuff like that, right? So that's one clip. But everybody's still staying distracted because the Iranian this and this, that, and the third. We hate Trump, da 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 da. But pay attention to the rabbit hole. We've been down this rabbit hole a long time ago, but no one's paying attention. Check out the next clip with Hillary Clinton. She's actually being publicly brought in for disposition of her ties with Epstein and Bill Clinton. And Bill Clinton had a friendship with him for the past 15 years. Come on, check it out.
Former Attorney General Bill Barr, when Chairman Comer asked him about
Fair use, Fox 5 News.
the allegations, in his view, about Russia's involvement in my election in 2016.
Yep. Russian collusion.
At the very end of this hearing, after I made that point, I want to commend Chairman Comer for raising a series of significant questions that I responded to about the nature of the investigation and the areas that I thought should be explored. So I appreciated that. I want to see the truth come out. So that was a reassuring way to end a very long, repetitive deposition.
Madam Secretary, you spoke in your opening remarks about how heartbroken you have been for the Epstein survivors as these files have come out. Can you talk to us a little bit about how you have processed and reacted to the fact that the former president, your husband, Bill Clinton, is referenced in the Epstein files numerous times, including in some photos featuring women? And how have you been personally preparing for the deposition that is coming tomorrow? Are you 100% confident that there isn't anything that the former president knows about Epstein's crime?
I am, and I think the chronology of the connection that he had with Epstein ended several years before anything about Epstein's criminal activities came to light, and that he was charged and sadly given a sweetheart deal, which, as I said in my statement, had that not happened, perhaps his predatory behavior could have been stopped earlier.
What does that have to do with Bill?
I think it is fair to say that the vast majority of people who had contact with him before his criminal pleas in 08
before 08.
were like most people. They did not know what he was doing.
Lies, bro. Now, she's not the Madam Secretary no more. They should stop calling that. Call her Miss Clinton. Like she's a scumbag. But anyway, now, she's beating around the bush. He was hanging out with Epstein back in the 90s. Before he was charged back in 03, 04, 08. It was a charge. He was actually charged in 08, right? He was still hanging out with fucking Epstein prior to that and after that. There's no question about it. So now, check out the next clip. Virginia Giuffre, she wins a settlement, right? She wins a settlement and turns around and ends up dead. Like crazy, bro. Check this shit out.
Jeffrey Epstein accuser Virginia Giuffre released from the hospital a week after saying she was on death's door.
This happened last year.
Virginia shared this photo from an Australian hospital bed on March 30th, saying she was hit by a school bus and was given only 4 more days to live.
There are some conflicting details in this, aren't there?
Yes, it's a bit confusing, Mary, because in her post online, Virginia Giuffre said that she's gone into kidney renal failure and is being transferred to a specialist urology hospital.
A source now telling People Virginia's been released from the hospital, though her current condition is a mystery, as her family believes her injuries might not be the result of that crash after all. Her brother telling the mag, "I do think that the bus crash in some way, shape, or form saved her life. It could have been a blessing in disguise."
Because I just let them know that I'm vulnerable and I'm their perfect type.
Virginia's been one of the most outspoken people against Jeffrey Epstein and his association with Britain's Prince Andrew, whom she claims she was sex trafficked by Epstein for.
People on the inside are going to keep coming up with these ridiculous excuses, like his arm was elongated, or the photo was doctored, or he came to New York to break up with Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, come on. I'm calling BS on this.
But turns out she may have been facing new demons while battling her old ones. Virginia telling people she's in an abusive marriage for decades, when she's been trying to leave for months.
Now you see, Austin, Texas just had a shooter. Apparently you have a surveillance clip of him wearing Property of Allah on his shirt. And it's basically, Harris Faulkner was just saying, oh, it was another undershirt saying Property of Allah. It's kind of strange, bro. Mysteriously, this just happens after the attack on Iran. He was born Senegal. He was from Senegal, born and raised here, like pretty much something like that. He was brought here, born and raised here, Senegal descent, whatever, right? These are the distractions that they play you with. Now they want us to plague on hating the Muslims, hating Islam. Israel's always right, America's always right, right? Understand, right? So now, you can't tell me things aren't escalating. The elites need to hide certain people that was dealing with adrenochrome, child trafficking, human trafficking, and stuff like that. The cartels, first it was last week, all the goddamn, the Mexican cartels and stuff like that. You couldn't leave Mexico. All the distractions that they need to keep everything tight-knit so they can continue with their bullshit. Stay down the rabbit's hole. Trust me, you will never emerge the same. I never emerge the same. I'm red-pilled everything. I think everybody's out to get us, but I still think Trump is the one. Trump is the one that's the righteous one. And I think God is going to protect us from all the demons, man. He's going to protect the righteous and condemn all the demons. But the factor is, how smart are you to look through with your third eye and understand these are distractions? You just don't come out walking around with a Property of Allah shirt and they're not even focusing on, I'm not even sure what they're focusing, they're not even really focusing on, what's that in his arm? Is that an umbrella? I'm not sure. It's a weird picture. He has fatigues on. It's just placed strategically in our faces. I don't even believe that's a Property of Allah goddamn shirt on. Because it's the factor of, we have no idea what they're putting. I don't know what the fuck is going on in Iran. I'm just listening to what Fox News and all is telling me. I'm trying to follow shit on X. I seen a drone go to Bahrain. Bahrain, a fucking drone went right into the building. I put it on my stories. Follow me on IG. You see it on my stories. Excuse me, it was a drone that flew right into the building. It looks real. The drone looked real. I don't know what's going on, bro. Certain things look real. I seen a missile fall out the sky on X. Blew something up. I don't know if that was Iran or Beirut. I don't know. I have to be there on the ground myself. I have to be the fly on the wall. Literally there myself to see actually what's really going on. You just don't know what's going on. You all you do is just believe what the people tell you. And who's running the media? You already know. I don't know, bro. This is real distractions going on. All of a sudden, how conveniently a guy with a Property of Allah shirt, he's the suspect, and he just shot up an Austin, Texas bar, killed 2 or 3 people, and wounded 14. God take care of the souls that was lost. God keep your umbrella of faith over the ones that was hurt in this horrific attack. But the elites are sacrificing us left and right, man. We just don't know. I gotta keep my head on a swivel, man, because I'm trying to bring you the news and tell you to keep your third eye open and don't pay attention to distractions. First it was the cartels burning everything in Mexico and Guadalajara, and El Mincho passed away. Now Ayatollah, the Muslim Supreme Master in Iran, he was killed in the attacks. They're trying to distract us from something, bro. Stay diligent, man. Oil prices about to go up. Gas about to go up. Trump, you're supposed to keep your word, man. Americans first. Americans first. Not jumping into some war with some bullshit trying to help the elites out, man. But it is what it is. Prediction Ascension. Love me, hate me. There's no between. Like, comment, subscribe. Help me, motherfucker. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think. Is this distractions or we on a spiritual warfare and it's not going to end until we get the Antichrist here? But it is what it is, man. Follow me on X, TikTok, the Gram, the book, YouTube. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Help me out with the algorithm. You already know, B. Algorithm. Hit the comments up. Put it in the comments section.